Did really like seeing you and Chloe agreeing that it takes a village to raise a child. I know she got some backlash because people thought she was saying, oh, I'm, Dream's other mother, or what things she was trying to clarify to say it's all of us that are raising her. And you agreed.
Yeah, and then you have to think too, like, they're so close, like Rob and Chloe. Like, they're like this. So, of course, like, Dream's gonna be like this with True. You know what I mean? Because, like, that's like Chloe's baby. Rob is like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So, of course, like, Dreamy.
Yeah. Dreamy, I have 2 daughters, and their names are Dream is my oldest daughter, and True is the second oldest. Those are my 2 girls, and I miss you guys so much. I love you guys.
Okay, so it looks like Rob Kardashian might not exactly be the perfect father like we were led to believe, because his ex Blac Chyna aka Angela White just came out with some pretty bold claims to prove that not only does Rob not take custody of their daughter Dream, but he barely parents Dream, instead pushing all responsibility to his sister Chloe. Now Chloe and Chyna have had their fair issues for a long time, and it looks like the bad blood is far from over, because Chyna is now accusing Chloe and her mom Kris Jenner of trying to exploit Dream. But why on earth would Rob sit back and let his family exploit his daughter like that, and what exactly is the Kardashian endgame in this? Let's break it down now. A lot of people might think that Chyna is calling the Kardashians out because she's had issues with them for a long time. Kanye West once called out Kris Jenner for pimping out her daughters, hinting that she was trying to do the same with his own daughters North and Chicago. He want exposed Kris for pimping out her daughters and forcing them to pose for Playboy. He wrote, "Y'all don't have say so over my black children, and where they go to school they will not do Playboy and adult tapes." He also vowed that he would never let Kris pimp out his daughters, saying, "Don't let Kris make you do Playboy like she made Kai and Kim do. Hollywood is a giant adult content, destroy my family and I deal with the and Instagram promotes it, not going to let it happen in North and Chicago." He then claimed that the Kardashians had already started trying to exploit his daughters while trying to manipulate him and spin the narrative, saying, "Anybody that says I'm spiraling when I express the undeniable truths is a sheep. Shut up and worry about your own kids. I'm dealing with wars at the highest level of control and discrimination based on the level I'm operating at. I know girls who sell their bodies that don't agree with how my daughters are displayed. Now there's a lot that we can say about Kane and his chaotic behavior, especially when it comes to his wife Banka, but one thing nobody can deny is that he loves his kids and has been trying to protect them from being exploited. He especially had issues with Kim letting North use TikTok unsupervised, and he said, "Since this is my first divorce, I need to know what I should do about my daughter being out on TikTok against my will." However, Kim defended her right to let North use social media, saying, "Kanye is constant attacks on me in interviews and on social media is actually more hurtful than any TikTok North might create. As the parents who is the main provider and caregiver of our children, I'm doing my best to protect our daughter while also allowing her to express her creativity in the medium that she wishes with adult supervision, because it brings her happiness. Divorce is hard enough on our children, and Kanye's obsession with trying to control and manipulate our situation so negatively and publicly is only causing further pain for all. I wish to handle all matters regarding our children's privacy, and hopefully he can finally respond to the third attorney he has had in the last year to resolve any issues amicably." So yeah, it's not like Blac Chyna's claims are coming out of the blue. For quite some time, fans had raised eyebrows over Khloe Kardashian's intense attachment to Dream, which many perceived as a crossing a line. While it's one thing for an aunt to be involved and playful, Khloe seemed to be going beyond that role, almost as if she was trying to step in the role of Dream's mother. This wasn't the first time that Khloe and Tristan had acted as though Dream belonged to them. Khloe herself had referred to herself as Dream's third parent, and it wasn't uncommon to see Dream spending more time at Khloe's than with Rob, even though he had primary custody. But throughout all of this, Blac Chyna had remained composed and never appeared bothered by the situation. In fact, when the internet erupted over Khloe's third parent comment, Chyna came to her defense, calmly brushing off the criticism and showing support for Khloe. "I did really like seeing you and Khloe agreeing that it takes a village to raise a child. I know she got some backlash cause people thought she was saying, oh, I'm Dreams of mother or whatnot. I feel like I'm like a third parent for Dream, I guess. I mean, I do know how important it is for Dream to have a great maternal influence, whether that be from me or her own mom or Whoever it's important and wherever she gets it from, I think she was trying to clarify to say it's all of us that are raising her, you agree, yeah. And then you have to think too, like they're so close, you know, like Rob and Chloe, like they're like this, so of course like Dream's going to be like this with True, you know what I mean, because like that, you know, that's like Chloe's baby. Rob is like exactly, you know what I mean, so of course like Dreamy, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, Chyna has handled the situation with grace over the years. She's been on a journey of self-growth, and it seems like she's truly evolved, but recently, it's become clear that the Kardashians might be pushing their boundaries, and their attempts to distance Dream from Blac Chyna have become more obvious. The tipping point came just a few days ago when Tristan, Khloe's ex, took things a step further by openly declaring Dream as his own. There was no sugar-coating this time. He made a correct statement asserting that Dream was, in fact, his daughter. The baldness of this claim left little room for misunderstanding, and it was clear that this wasn't just a casual remark. Dream me, I have 2 daughters and their names are Dream is my oldest daughter and True is the second oldest. Those are my 2 girls and I miss you guys so much. I love you guys. Well, Chyna immediately stepped in to check him, making it clear that Dream was her and Rob's child and would never be his. She wrote, Dream has one mother, Chyna White, and one father, Rob Kardashian. I usually don't speak up, but I'm done. Stop all this cloud chasing involving my daughter. As parents, we have joint custody and we also have a beautiful, healthy co-parenting relationship, but it wasn't lost on anybody how ironic it was that Tristan Thompson of all people was trying to claim Dream as his own, considering his track record of his own children. Let's not forget about the baby he had with Marlene Nichols, the one he conceived while cheating on Khloe for months. Tristan denied he was the father, acting like the child didn't even exist. It wasn't until a court-ordered DNA test forced his hand and that he had to face reality. Even after that revelation, his involvement as a father remained minimal. He didn't seem to have much interest in forming a bond with his son, but now out of the nowhere he's trying to make a father figure role for Rob's daughter, the same guy who spent the first year of his son's life avoiding any sort of responsibility. It's just not adding up. While he did send some child support payments, his effort as a father to Marilee's son barely went beyond the basics. This was nothing new now either. His relationship with his first son Prince, from his relationship with Jordan Craig, painted a similar picture before Tristan even entered the Kardashian circle. Reports had already painted him as an absentee father, neglecting his duties for Prince long before he got tangled up in all the family drama. And he is so tangled that he is alleged roped in with the plan to allegedly exploit Dream, with Dream being the only grandchild in the family to carry the Kardashian name. Kris reportedly saw her as a big paycheck, a way to keep the family brand thriving, even if Rob had little say in the matter. If this was truly the case, it wasn't just about Khloe playing the role of overly involved. It was clear that the Kardashian empire was determined to maintain control over Dream, ensuring that they remained under the influence regardless of what Rob hunted. But since Blac Chyna had lost her defamation lawsuit against Kris and Kim and Khloe and Klee back in 2022, the Kardashian generous woman seemed to have made it their mission to paint Chyna as an irresponsible mother. It almost felt like a deliberate attempt to reshape the public's perception of her parenting, constantly taking jabs at her character and calling her out whenever their opportunity arose. Khloe in particular has always been strangely involved in Rob's romantic affairs, especially when it came to his turbulent relationship with Blac Chyna, but this time they really took things to a whole new level. She publicly suggested that Dream spent more time at her home than with Chyna, hinting that Chyna wasn't around enough for her daughter, and this wasn't just a petty comment, it was a deliberate move. Khloe's statement was designed to portray Chyna as an absentee mother while presenting herself as perfect, a dedicated figure in Dream's life. It was all about shaping a story where Chyna was seen as a failing in her motherhood, while Khloe was posited herself as the one stepping in to fill that role. It seemed like yet another instance of the Kardashian-Jenner clan using their massive influence to try to control the public view of the situation, bending the narrative to suit their agenda. But here's the part that conveniently Khloe ignored. Chyna never made the decision for Dream to spend so much time at Khloe's house. The custody arrangement between Chyna and Rob was meant to be 50-50, and Chyna cleared things up, with TMZ explaining that if Dream ended up staying at Khloe's more often, it was because Rob was the one dropping her off, not her. It also seems like the Kardashians, with their power over the media, were trying to manipulate the story around custody. After all, we all know how Kris Jenner has had a long-standing relationship with Harvey Levine, the founder of TMZ, so it's no surprise that TMZ played its part in spinning the narrative to make it look like Chyna only had limited custody while pushing the idea